Hi there, and welcome to this month's angel card reading. I'm Stacie, Tatera, medium healer teacher. MilwaukeeMedium.com is where you can find me. And I am here to do our November 2025 angel card reading. I don't know how it's November, but it is. And so here we are, quickly approaching the end of the year. And if you have a birthday this month, happy birthday. So lots of things to kind of go over really quick. If you watch these every month, I appreciate that very much. I always encourage you to share these readings with people that you feel could benefit. If you would like these in your mailbox every month, as well as my newsletter, go to my website, MilwaukeeMedium.com, scroll down to the bottom, and there is a spot for you to sign up for the newsletter. So feel free to do that. And then that way, these automatically come to your inbox. Biggest thing for me is, if you haven't heard, and a lot of people have because I've been promoting this on social media, is that I will be out for the month of December. I'm having my knee replaced, and I will be out of commission, not working for about 6 weeks is what I'm anticipating, because it's in December, obviously getting through the holiday. My goal is to be back about that second week of January, but I will be giving updates when I can on social media. I hope to get an angel card reading out for December. This should not be a problem. January is up in the air, so it may just be a newsletter, and maybe I draw some cards. It just, like I said, kind of depends on where things are at. So my reason in telling you this is, if you want to get in for November, schedule now, because things are booking up. Go to MilwaukeeMedium.com, look for schedule now. It'll take you to Vagaro, which is my scheduling site, and you can navigate from there. If you have any issues or questions, please let me know. The other thing that I have going on is the last group meditation of the month will be November 29th. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And I am actually working the day after Thanksgiving and that Saturday, because again, December, I want to say 2nd is my last day working. So I'm trying to make myself as available as possible for everybody. If you miss November, just skip over to January. My schedule is open for dates in January and February, I believe, too. So with that said, if you have an interest in coming to the group meditation, you can also sign up through Schedule Now, look for events, and go to that date area of November 29th, and it should come up. It's $20 cash when you come to the event at Renew Holistic Wellness, which is where my office is. So I think that's it. I don't really have anything class information wise. I will say that if you were unable to see the interview that I did on the morning blend, that should be posted on my website soon. The link is on my socials. Quick little interview with me and Kelly from Renew. Just some information about how to take care of yourself. So if you have an interest in watching that, go ahead and do that. So let's get into the reading. Using a different deck this month, the Psychic Tarot. I actually love this deck. I use this a lot in my readings. Angel card, when I feel like I'm being guided to use decks. This one is such a general, solid, very straightforward deck, and I just love it. So we're gonna do 5 cards. That's what came up. And then what's interesting is, when I did the crystal, we had 2 cards come up for the crystal of the month. So we might need a little extra help this month. I'm not sure. I will also tell you that Mercury goes into retrograde. I want to say like in the next, like the first 7-10 days, I don't know the exact dates, till the end of November. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And we have some planetary things going on even as we begin the month. So I always like to keep an eye on the skies. And if you're interested in that, I encourage you to check out the astrology stuff. And I sometimes will post things as well. So let's dig in and see what we can expect. Okay. This is interesting because I did a reading for a client friend yesterday, and this card came up for her too. Rest and rejuvenate. So one of the things I'm hearing about this card is that we're going into holiday season, and I'm hearing, don't allow yourself to burn out. Don't allow yourself to get in a position where you cannot, process and deal with the things that are being thrown at you. It's also like, if you're in a space too where you feel like you're overstimulated, things are too much for you right now, please take time for yourself. Resting and rejuvenating, especially when we're in Mercury retrograde, we do the retrograde, resting, rejuvenating, reflecting. Those are the types of things we want to do when we're in a Mercury retrograde space as well. But this is a reminder as we move into December and we get end of November, December, and we get into this holiday space, it brings a lot of stress on to people. And so I feel like this card is helping to remind us to get ready and making sure that we self-care ourselves as well as we can as we go through these next weeks. This is interesting. So the next card is the Truth card. And so there's always a couple messages that come along with some of these cards. The Truth card for me, and what I'm hearing about this, is you need to be honest with yourself. If there are things in your life that aren't working and you keep trying to make them work and they aren't, you need to be honest with yourself and look at things and say, this is no longer working for me. Things energetically are coming to the surface, and I always like to say they bubble up. And it's a really big sign for us to pay attention, do self-inventory on things that are going on in our lives. And this is also it's being honest with yourself. It's being truthful with how you feel, not how you think you should feel, not how your family, friends, or those outside kind of sources are making you feel. It's what you truly feel. And what's interesting is when you look at this card, this person is on this weighted type of, almost like a scale. And that's what kind of this is too, is don't let your personal emotional scales get so tipped out of balance because you're not being honest with yourself around what it is you need to do in your life. And I can think of several people at this moment that I know that are going through things, and it's you have to be honest with yourself. You have to look at the circumstances, the relationships, your health, your mental health, all those things, and ask yourself, am I being honest with myself? Is this situation serving me anymore? Is this relationship serving me anymore? Am I serving myself anymore? And Leah agrees because she's contributing. They know when I get on here, and it's just funny because they're we're going to contribute. So anyway, so the Truth card coming up, are we being honest with ourselves? Are we being open with ourselves? The other piece of this is the truth of things in our world are coming to light. That's the other piece of this card. It's you wanting to look around and, everybody I think has their own truth, and it's been complicated, right? Whether it's how things are playing out on the world stage, which we talk about sometimes in these readings. But the truth of the matter is that there are things that are coming to light, that are coming to the surface that are the truth. And sometimes we don't want to look at what that is. So that's the other side of this card where the truth comes in, is that things are surfacing and the truth of situations are making themselves known. So again, manage that as best you can. This is great. The heart chakra card comes up, which I love this deck because it does integrate some of the chakra and energy centers within ourselves. This is, as you know, the heart chakra is where we keep our emotions. It's where we process our emotions. It's what we're feeling through love. And I really feel again, some of these cards have dual meanings, but I think the one message that I'm getting around this is how people shut down their heart spaces, and they don't allow themselves to be open. They don't allow themselves to love, to be loved, to accept love, to think they're worthy of love. And so this is really about you allowing yourself to open up that heart chakra space and allow yourself to love yourself, to feel loved and appreciated. I feel a big receiving on this card because so many people don't want to be seen as vulnerable, or that they need to be emotionally supported, and we do. It's just that's our wiring as humans, most of us. So it's being mindful of how open we are, what we're allowing into our heart space, it's always wise to protect yourself to a point, but at the same time, not shutting yourself and closing yourself off completely. Interesting message. The other thing too is allow yourself to feel those emotions. So many people, because emotions can oftentimes bring us some pain and some discomfort, which ultimately is the biggest reason we need to push through, because that's where we learn the most, right? So it's when we allow ourselves the space to open up and feel our emotions, deal with the things that we need to deal with, heal them, address them, that we're able to evolve, grow, and move forward. So this heart chakra card is kind of a big card, and I love that. And it gives us some things to think about, especially if you've had some of these topics and things on your mind. But it's allowing yourself to heal. And I just got a message that you're responsible for your heart, not everyone else's. In terms of, we can't fix everybody. I think, again, many empathic individuals, sensitives, we want to make sure that everyone else is okay around us. And I am very much that person. But when push comes to shove, everyone's responsible for their own healing, their own heart spaces, how they process things. I always say, don't be a jerk and cause people, like I always say, stay in integrity, come from a heart space, and don't be an asshole. That's kind of like my 3 rules, right? And it's important that we understand that everyone's responsible for their own heart spaces and their heart chakras and their emotions and how they're processing through that. And sometimes when we want to help, we hinder, right? We want to empower, we don't want to enable. So that's coming forward in this card as well. So you can take that. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. But the heart chakra space, be mindful of our emotions this month. The next card too is interesting, is emotional loss. So if you have been going through, they're addressing this as grief, whether it's an emotional loss through a job, whether it's through a relationship, whether it's someone has passed. There's a lot of ways that we can experience emotional loss. Kind of ties in with the heart chakra space, right? What are we doing to deal with these losses? Spirit is acknowledging that many people are going through lots of shifts and changes. And again, some of those are challenging, but at the same time, much to be grateful for. And it's important that we address our grief. We use it as a growth tool. We don't get stuck in that space. But the emotional loss can mean lots of things to different people. So again, think about what that means for you. But the emotional loss, again, could even be a friendship, a job, something that's been in your life a long time that was removed. And allow yourself the space to grieve and to address and to heal what that is, okay? I think that the question some of you may have, because it just came in, is like, oh gosh, are we going to have emotional losses this month? Well, we have emotional losses all the time. So I don't want this to be a panic thing. So don't panic. And then the last card, beautiful hope. This is what we need to sit in. Like big time, right? I mean, it's a beautiful card. And I think this card has come up in other readings in the last couple months too. But the hope card is don't lose faith. Keep that hope alive in your heart and in your energy, and understand that we're working in divine timing. We are hopeful and, allowing ourselves this space to understand that there's always good in everything. There's a gift in everything if we find it. But sometimes it can be hidden and we have to dig a little bit. But this is very much like, don't give up. Don't give up your hope. Don't give up your goals. Don't give up, the things that you've set aside or looking forward to in your life. That light is still there within everything. So whether it's an emotional loss, there's always this. There's always this energy of a miracle can happen every day, anytime. And that's the light that we want to make sure, right, that we are embracing ourselves with. That because when we stay in that space as often as we can, and it's not something realistically we can do all the time, But when we stay in that hope space and we stay in that love space, it shifts our energy, and ultimately it shifts the energy around us, right? So it's, don't give up hope. Know that hope is there, and that it's going to be with us this month for sure and moving forward. But it's a really, really, really great card to end on as we're looking at all of this stuff that we're talking about, that hope needs to be a big piece of what we keep for ourselves as we roll through the energies of the next 4 weeks, right? So great, 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 great messages. So I want to talk about the 2 crystals that came forward. Celestite was the first crystal, and it's Soothe Your Soul. This kind of goes in hand with Rest and Rejuvenate. And then this is the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck that I'm using. So Celestite, Soothe Your Soul. What are you doing to soothe your soul? Trust that things happen in life for a reason. It's natural to worry about the unknown, but try tapping into hope instead. Really? Most of the time, the things you worry about don't actually end up happening. And when you look back, you realize how much time and energy was wasted on stressing over something you had little control over. Of course, take action when you believe you can help or change the outcome of a situation. If not, try to replace any anxiety or tension with more positive thoughts. Soothe your mind, body, and spirit with the comforting notion that it will all be okay in the end. The universe unfolds as it should. I mean, try tapping into hope instead. Really? Okay, thank you. Alignment, right? Okay, so that's Celestite. And as a reminder, you can get crystals at Renew Holistic Wellness, where I work. And we have some really awesome new jewelry, bracelets, and things like that Kelly has ordered and is in shop. So if you decide you want to do some shopping, let me know. We can schedule a time to come in. Or you can also go to Elm Grove Remedy Within. In Elm Grove, Tammy has a great shop with lots of options and gifts there too. Okay, the other crystal was Angel Aura Quartz, and it's Lighten Up. So we're soothing our soul, lightening up. Life is serious enough. A little levity always adds perspective. Make time for the things that make you smile and laugh amidst all of life's responsibilities. So this is a card to say, don't forget to have fun, right? Give yourself permission to prioritize fun. You deserve it. Embrace the childlike curiosity and excitement that you have within you. Be silly. Tap into your carefree, lighthearted nature. You know what they say about all work and no play. Stay connected with your innate playfulness so that when it is time to work, you can show up as the best version of yourself. These are fantastic, really great messages. Everything really kind of jives together. And plus this Angel Aura Quartz is just beautiful. And then the Celestite. So we are soothing our soul and we're lighting up, right? Really, really great messages. So that's it for the month. I appreciate you tuning in. And this was, again, great messages with this deck. If you love cards, this is just such a great deck. It's by John Holland, who is a medium. And I love his work. And again, for very straightforward types of messages, this is just a great, great, great deck. So that's what I've got for us for this month, November. Have a great month. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't even know how we're saying that. All the Christmas stuff is already starting. It's like, what the heck's going on? But here we are, just flying through life. So take care of yourselves. Again, should be able to get out another reading in December. If not, it'll be in a newsletter form. And please follow me on socials. The other thing I want to say is I will never solicit you for a reading. My account got hacked again on Facebook. If someone reaches out and says, hey, I'm thinking about you, I'd really love to do a reading, it's not me, okay? So report it, block, delete, whatever you need to do. But know that I would never do that. I had several clients reach out and say, hey, did you send this to me? No, I didn't. I don't, I'm busy. I'm busy seeing you in my space. So thank you for that. And as always, if you've had a positive experience and you want to do a Google review for other people to see when they're trying to decide if they want to come see me, those positive reviews are always helpful too. And you can find that on my website or at my Google page, Milwaukee Medium Stacie Tatera. All right, that's it. Have a good month. Take care. Bye-bye.